So welcome back, everybody. This is an exciting episode right here. We have one sweet attachment here on the property that is going to help us with all the building projects that we have coming up. So in this episode, we're going to be going over Baumalight's RC582. This here is a hydraulically driven post auger, and it is extremely robust right here. Although this model is still considered part of their residential or homeowner type model, it is unbelievably well built. Now I'd like to start this off by saying, if you check out Baumalight's website, they have a model below this that has your typical gear driven head right here, along with a hydraulic motor on the side. The RC582 that has a planetary gear system in it, very, very nice quality, super high torque right here. And then they have a whole like industrial lineup for the typical contractor. For the typical homeowner or farmer, this model right here looks like it would take care of all of my needs. So I ordered mine in with an 18-inch bit, a massive 24-inch bit, a 2-foot extension so we can go up to 6 or 7 feet in the ground if need be, and a specialized adapter to go from the hex shaft that is on this new auger and converts to smaller round shaft that I have on my existing PTO auger. Now what that adapter allows me to do is still utilize my current 6 and 12-inch bits that I already own for my rear PTO driven post auger. But as you can see, we're moving up to a much more massive and robust auger system here that is also hex driven, but I love that they offer the adapter so you can utilize things that you maybe already have if you're upgrading like me. Now there's so many benefits to a front mounted hydraulically driven system. We'll try to cover some in this episode, and we're going to put this to use. I'm going to show you a few post holes that we're digging today for a brand new barn addition that we're doing. So for starters, mounted on the front, as you can see, we've got a dangle head design here, and that allows us to really straighten up and get a straight hole by moving the tractor around left, right, forward, backwards. Whereas whenever you're mounted on the rear, you can't really shift the tractor left or right because you got 2 straight rear tires, not turnable front tires. You can only back up and go forward. So if you're on uneven ground, this is awesome because we can straighten it up and get it nice and plumb in any direction. The other huge benefit, massive benefit to having one on the front side of a machine is we can now use the loader to apply down pressure. We've all used rear tractor augers to where you put them in the ground and they get caught up on clumps of grass, a rock, hard packed clay, the list goes on. And guess what happens? They just sit there and spin and never work themselves down. I run into that quite often here, even though we have soft sandy soil. Getting through the roots can be aggravating. You have to lift it up, slam it down. It's just working under the sheer weight and gravity. Whereas on the front of this tractor, I can apply hundreds, if not 1,000 pounds of pressure to this. We want to be careful how much pressure we do apply, but that allows the bit to go ahead and get started into the ground and then find that soft soil that we're looking for. That is by far one of the biggest benefits of this, is the down pressure that can be applied. Now when you go into a planetary system like this, oh my goodness, I was looking at some of the torque specs online, massive amounts of torque. So while the 18-inch and 24-inch bits look big, we can run even larger, 30+ inch bits on this as well. So this gives me the ability to really go do some massive projects. Here's another big benefit. I can lift this up a lot higher, so we can get excellent ground clearance with this. Whereas whenever I have an auger on the rear, it goes about that far off the ground. It's constantly catching and dragging. There is limited ground clearance. So if you're working on uneven ground again, we can get this up a lot higher. Now, as you can see, I just built me a custom skid steer plate right here, and I adapted it to my John Deere, and I got one of their weld-on adapters. You can get multiple different types of adapters for different tractor attachments, excavator attachments. The sky's the limit how you want to adapt these. Speaking of, that's one thing that gets me super excited. Coming up in a future build here in the next few weeks, we're actually going to be building river stairs going down a steep riverbank. Well, I need to drill holes for concrete pilings. The tractor's not going to help me out so good there. So what if that, which is already adapted, could go on the front of my excavator? Thanks to their cheater adapter called the Dipper Buddy right here, that hooks up to my excavator and takes skid steer attachments on front. That's why I welded mine to a plate. Not only can I use that on my small tractor over here, I can use it on my large John Deere. It has plenty of hydraulic flow, but we can also adapt it over here onto the excavator. Now look at the reach that we could have here. Imagine going down a riverbank and having an auger that can reach way out to where I can't get to and actually dig these holes for me. I ordered mine in with a set of flat face couplers and their 8-foot hose set, which will work perfectly with the hookups already on my Bobcat. I just converted my tractor to the same type of hookups. We might as well make everything around the property the same. And we have even higher, 40% higher gallons per minute flow here on this excavator than I do on that tractor. That means more torque, more speed, and we can run even bigger bits. Although it looks like the John Deere already has enough pressure and flow that I can turn any bit that I already have. I've just tested this out with a single hole, but we're about to go over here and start drilling holes for new posts that's got to go in today for a lean-to barn addition. Now, baumalight offers 2 different types of bits on their website. One that looks to be even higher end than this one, although I'm already liking some of the features here. Very robust, very good welds, replaceable teeth, and the tip. I really like the twist and cut on that tip compared to like the old rubber coated round one that I have that come with like my Tractor Supply tractor one. To change these out couldn't be any easier. You just open this up. You can either bolt through or it come with a pin. We can pop that off, drop this out, change over to the next one. Really simplistic design. Just so many good features to this, and seeing how robust it is, I think this is literally going to last me a lifetime around the farm. Now, coming out in this field next year, we are going to fence in about 10 acres for cows, and I have some massive corner posts. So, now, with all that said, I've did enough yakking. I'm going to put links down in the description if you want to go check this out. Just wanted to introduce you to the newest attachment that I ordered in here for the property. Huge shout out and thank you to baumalight. They've treated the channel so well over the years. They make wonderful, very well built products. We own a lot of them. But again, enough talking. Let's get over here and start drilling some holes that I need to set posts. It's already starting to rain right now, and I need to get concrete around these posts and things set up today so we can start putting trusses on tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna top you off from inside the cab. The only drawback that I'm seeing at the moment to the front mounted design, it's a lot harder to see where the tip is without a spotter. I might probably stand up out of my seat, even look out the cab. Whereas when it's on the rear, I can see that a whole lot easier. That would be the only negative thus far that I can see. Open. Good. Now, if you had an open station tractor, you could just stand up, look over the front, and be good. All right, so see now, all I got to do is just turn my tires, level everything up, and just kick on the front third SCV while I just push down. I mean, absolutely goes in like butter. Wow. Okay, so my bit is full. I'm gonna pick up, try not to drop this dirt all in my work area. Here's the other thing I really like about this now. I can carry dirt over to low spots. Got the C1 right over here. I can tilt this up at an angle, check this out, and then turn it on. Now I can go throw the dirt where I need it. I can go in reverse, something I can't do with a 3-point model. Now we can go back to digging our hole again. Looks like I went through some roots as well. We just cleared some trees out of this area. Oh yeah, I like that. I can cleanly clear these holes out. Put this dirt where I want it. See, we're starting to get into some red clay there at the bottom of that hole. Y'all, it doesn't get no easier than that. That went in like butter. I've still got to figure out my technique, how much down pressure, how much speed. And you can hear I got the tractor kind of at idle. I could rev it up a lot more and get a lot higher speed, but I just don't see that I need it. Pluck that out nice and clean. Yep, we definitely went through some roots, no problem. About 40 inches deep. we can go a little deeper. So y'all, something else worth noting, my tractor has what's called a float function. Actually, both my tractors do. So instead of applying down pressure hydraulically to the unit, you don't need that in sandy situations. Watch this. If I go all the way forward, I'm gonna do it again. Now we're just letting the weight of the loader, no hydraulics, drive this down. So as I drill in, it'll just go at the speed that the auger wants to allow this to go, not with any extra pressure. That's probably just going to extend the life of everything, not putting unnecessary pressure on equipment, and should easily work in sandy situations like I'm in. Now I'm starting to hit red clay at the bottom of these holes, and as you can see, and it slowed me down a minute ago, that's where I am needing to apply some pressure. But let's just use the float function here and just the weight of the loader arms without applying all that massive pressure to this, and see how well it drills in. Close enough. All right, let's apply the just natural down pressure in the float function. There we go. Let's start drilling. Oh, that's working beautiful. No hydraulic down pressure being applied at all. See, we're about to load it up. All right. Pull that big dirt plug out. That's awesome, y'all. So awesome. Just kind of move the tires around and straighten this thing up to where we want it. Let's go back to float. See, we bottomed out. Let it drill itself in under its own weight. Now we're definitely getting into some clay in the bottom. All right, so first impressions are wow. I absolutely love this thing. The ability to, again, apply that down pressure, to quickly whip around and place dirt right where you want it to be. I just love, I didn't even realize the benefit of that, being able to just go around and, okay, I'm gonna drop dirt off over here. Whereas with the rear, it just kind of slings out everywhere. I can strategically put it in low spots, holes. That's just a side benefit. The down pressure alone makes this a game changer, especially if you're in hard packed, rocky, or really root bound areas. This just goes in like absolute butter. Now, just for reference, this model does require more GPM than the RC442, I believe is a model. Go on their website and check it out. So if you're running a lower GPM tractor, maybe you want to go with that. The reason I went with this model is because, well, it works on the 10 gallons a minute that I have in this tractor. It should be phenomenal on my excavator that has 14 gallons a minute, and I believe it's rated all the way up to 24 gallons max, but the range online for this one was 6 to 14 gallons. So it fits my tractors perfectly. Now, my little tractor is around 5 point something, just under 6. We are going to try it on that one day, but I know the 10 GPM of the John Deere, as we just seen, can easily turn the 18-inch bit, no problem. We'll find out with the 24 later on, but if it struggles with that for any reason, I feel super confident the 40% higher flow of the excavator is not going to have a problem turning even a 24+ inch bit. Okay, y'all, I've got to get back to work doing the barn build video that's going to be coming up here before long. I wanted to introduce y'all to this. A huge shout out and thank you to Baumalight. Make fantastic products. I have worked with their company for years. I get to talk to them directly. They're great people. Highly recommend you support them. They've got dealers all over the USA. We've got 4 dealers just around us that carries their products. And the cool thing is they post pricing, everything online. So get on there and check that out. They're very upfront with all that. I see why the majority of professionals that I see working around here run this style over the cheap rear ones. Again, only a couple minor gripes for tying up the front end. Maybe you need tractor forks, you want to go on the rear, a little bit of visibility. There is so many pros to this, those couple little cons. Forget about it. This is the way I will constantly be putting in posts from here on out. I doubt I ever put the one on the rear again that I've had for years.